You think you're controlling your life, but watch closely. You say you want discipline, yet you procrastinate. You say you want peace, yet you keep feeding chaos. You say you want success, yet your actions move in the opposite direction. Why? Because your life is not controlled by your goals. It's controlled by something deeper. A hidden driver behind every decision you make, your purpose. And until you understand that, your actions will continue to betray you. Most people think control is about willpower. They think, if I try harder, I'll change. But that's not how human behavior works. Because actions don't come from motivation alone, they come from alignment. Every action you repeat has a reason beneath it. Even self-destruction, even procrastination, even emotional reactions. There is always a purpose underneath behavior, and most people never stop long enough to identify it. So they live in reaction mode. They react emotionally, react impulsively. Then they wonder why life feels random. But life is rarely random. Your patterns are usually connected to something deeper. Avoidance, validation, fear, comfort, ego, survival, identity. That hidden purpose silently controls your behavior, which means most people are not consciously living. They are unconsciously obeying, and that is why they feel powerless. Here's the hidden truth. You do not act because of what you say. You act because of what your mind believes is important. That belief becomes your internal purpose, and your purpose creates your behavior. Think about it. If someone's hidden purpose is comfort, they will avoid difficult things. If someone's hidden purpose is approval, they will constantly change themselves for other people. If someone's hidden purpose is escape, they will distract themselves endlessly. The action changes, but the driver stays the same. That's why force alone doesn't create control, because force without alignment eventually collapses. Real control begins when you become conscious of the driver behind your actions, because once you see the pattern, you can interrupt it. And most people never reach that point. They spend years fighting symptoms without identifying the system creating them. So how do you regain control? You build awareness before action. This is the loop. Purpose, control, strategy, execution, discipline. Purpose comes first, because purpose determines direction. Then comes control. Control means pausing long enough to question your automatic behavior. Before reacting, ask, why am I really doing this? Not the surface reason, the deeper reason. Are you acting from fear, comfort, ego, distraction, validation? That question changes everything. Because awareness interrupts automation, then comes strategy. Now you stop acting emotionally and start acting intentionally. You create systems instead of depending on feelings. Then execution, consistent movement, not dramatic motivation. Just deliberate action repeated over time. And finally, discipline. Not punishment, not intensity, but the ability to stay aligned even when emotion changes. That is real discipline. And once this loop becomes internal, your life stops feeling chaotic, because your actions stop fighting your direction. Imagine living without constant internal conflict. No endless cycle of starting, stopping, reacting, regretting. Imagine understanding yourself deeply enough to catch destructive patterns before they control you. That changes everything. Because now your emotions no longer command your actions automatically. You begin operating with awareness. And awareness creates space. Space between feeling and reaction. That space is where control is built. Most people never develop it, which is why small emotions control their entire lives. But once you train awareness, you stop becoming a prisoner of impulse. The truth is, your life follows whatever you obey repeatedly. If you obey distraction, your life becomes scattered. If you obey fear, your life becomes limited. If you obey comfort, your potential stays undeveloped. But if you obey purpose consciously, everything changes. Because control was never about controlling the world. It was about understanding what controls you. And once you see the hidden driver behind your actions, you stop living unconsciously. You stop reacting blindly. You stop drifting. And for the first time, your actions begin moving in the same direction as your mind.